Yes. Good morning, students. Welcome to the next class on subsidiary books. In today's class, we'll see how to prepare the sales and purchases book when there's a combination of both the transactions, and also study a bit on return of goods. The following is the purchase book and sales book from the following transaction. So I am having purchase goods from Mr. Kumar 8,000, credit purchases from Mr. Chandrakant 5,000, and trade discount is given. Then we are having sales to Kiran, sold goods to Bhaskar. Then again there is bought goods from Mr. Rohan. Then credit sales to Lakshman with trade discount, purchases of computer, then sold goods to Mr. Dinesh, then cash sales and sold goods to Dhanush on account, and sold goods to Mohan 3,900. And on 30th March you are having purchases from Dinesh. Now in this particular, if we see, there are certain transactions which are given in bold, followed they are darkened. The reason why I have darkened is that they are relating to purchases. Now for example, on first you all can see purchased goods from Kumar, second you can see credit purchases from Chandrakant, then on 9th it is bought goods from Mr. Rohan, on 12th purchase of computer. Then we are having on 25th Mohan sold goods to us, and on 30th purchased goods from Dinesh. So all these transactions relating to 1, 2, 9, 12, 25 and 30, if we see, are relating to purchases. So whenever such problems are given, first we should distinguish between the purchases and the sales, followed. So all the purchases are written in dark letters, whereas sales do not take dark letters. So this is the first step which we have to follow when purchase and sales book are to be prepared. Now all the purchase transactions are to be taken into consideration, and we have to prepare the purchase book. So we are having all the purchase transactions written at a particular place. So now I'll prepare the purchase book. The format you are having: date, invoice number, supplier's name and amount. Now invoice number is not given, so we will just write 1, 2, 3, 4 the consecutive numbers. Now on first we are having purchased from Kumar 8,000, so 8,000 is taken in the amount column. In the name we are going to write Mr. Kumar. Then on second it is a credit purchases made to Chandrakant, so on 2nd March I will write invoice to Chandrakant, and the transaction says goods are 5%, 5,000, and there is a discount of 10%. So 10% of 500 is nothing but it is 500. By mistake it has come 5%, it should be 10%. So the amount is 500. So calculation, you have to just cancel 1 0, you will get 500. So you have to write 5,000 minus 500, you will get 4,500 as the net purchases. So trade discount is never recorded in any subsidiary books. Next, or it is not recorded in the books of account, because at the time of purchase or at the point of purchase it is given, so trade discount is not recorded in books of accounts. Now on 9th you are having Mr. Rohan bought goods from Mr. Rohan. So from Mr. Rohan we are going to write he is the supplier. On 9/3/2018 you are writing Mr. Mohan, and then 4,000 is to be taken. Next on 25th directly we are going. Now the transaction dated 12th, you can see it is purchase of asset, so it is given in red. So this particular transaction is not going to appear in our subsidiary books, it will appear in journal proper. So 25th we have purchased from Mohan 3900, so I will write Mohan 3900. Then on 30th we are having goods from Dinesh 5000 we have bought. So again we have made purchases from Dinesh 5000. The total of all my purchases amounts to 24,500. So this is relating to purchase book. Now the remaining transactions which are existing is relating to our sales book. So it says sold goods to Kiran 4,500, sold to Bhaskar 2,500, credit sales less 10% trade discount on 4,000 we have to calculate. Then Mr. Dinesh we have sold goods 3,500. Next we are having cash sales to Murli and sold goods to Dhanush on account 8,000. So now we'll prepare the sales book. So the name of the customer is to be written, by mistake it is name of supplier, here it should be the name of customer. So on 3/3 we are going to write first invoice for Kiran 4,500, which goods sold to Kiran it is. Then on 5/3 again we have made sales to Bhaskar, so write the name Bhaskar, amount sold is 2,500. Now on 10th we have sold goods to Mr. Lakshman, so write the date 10/3/18, invoice number 3 Mr. Lakshman. So we have given him 10% discount. 10% of 4,000 amounts to 400, so minus 4,000 minus 400, 3,600 you will get as net sales made. Next, coming to 15th, we have sold goods to Dinesh 3,500, so write Mr. Dinesh, enter the amount 3,500 and date 15/3, invoice number 4. Now transaction dated 20th is a cash transaction because it says sales, cash sales to Murli. So Murli has paid immediate cash, so cash is received. Journal entry is cash account debit to sales, so Murli is not at all coming into our account, so we are going to take this transaction in cash book. Next, on 20th we have sold goods to Dhanush. Now Dhanush we have to write 8,000. Now when the word on account comes, that means we have already done certain earlier sales or transactions with Dhanush, so he is already appearing in the books. That's why the word on account appears in front of the name of the supplier or customer. So now take the total of the amount, it will come to 22,100. So here we will complete our sales book. Now we'll see the next, that is returns of goods. Now goods are returned by our customers, or we may return goods to our suppliers, and such returns which are made by us or received by us have to be maintained in a separate book, and the books are purchase returns books and sales returns book. Now why these goods are returned? It is because goods are received in damaged conditions. During transportation there may be certain damages, so the customer who has purchased, or we can claim certain damages from our suppliers, so returns of goods are done. Next, if by mistake sometimes we send it to a wrong person, so when goods are sent to a wrong person, then goods are returned. Next, if wrong goods are sent, now goods have been ordered for some, for example if I take, we have ordered for this calculators, scientific calculators, by mistake simple calculators have come, then there's a wrong goods. So these goods which are wrong can be returned back to our customers, to our suppliers, or customers can return. So whenever there are wrong goods sent, you can have returns. Then if the rates charged by us or by the suppliers are more than the agreed rates, in that case also return of goods can be made. Now we'll see what is purchase returns book. In purchase returns book, we are going to write only the transaction of goods or only the transactions in which the return of goods are made to the suppliers. So if we have purchased the goods and because of the above reasons, if any reasons, if we are returning goods back to our suppliers, then we record it in our purchase returns book. And whenever purchase returns are done, along with the returns, we have to send a separate statement called as debit note. Followed? So what is this debit note? It is a statement which is containing the details of the returns made relating to the quantity of goods, what quality of goods, why it is returned. So all these details are being stated in the debit note, and this debit note will be prepared by the person who is returning to indicate that the person, the suppliers, to indicate the suppliers that his account is already debited in our book. So you are having the format of the debit note. You are having the name of the issuing company, then from which firm or the who is the returning, that is name and address of the firm which is returning, to whom it has to be returned. So name of the issuing firm is our company's or business name is given on top, then to whom it is returned it has to be done, then when the returns are made, then you are having the number, this is the debit note number. So in between you write the debit note, then against whom the debit note is, the name of the suppliers. Then the return of goods under which invoice number it is taken, that is called as challan number, and the amount or quantity of goods have to be written here. Then the reasons why the goods are returned has to be written, and the amount should be stated in words, and lastly the date has to be written along with the sign of the manager. So this is called as debit note. Now you have the format of purchase returns. It is very similar to that of a purchase book. You are having the date column, the debit note number column, name of the supplier, ledger folio, and the amount. So here in first column we write the dates of the returns. Next, the debit note number has to be written in the second column. Then to whom the goods are returned, the supplier's name has to be taken in the third column. The fourth column will be having the ledger folio, and the fifth column will give us the amount of returns that have made to the supplier. So we are having the this format over here. Now we'll see one problem. From the following transactions, prepare purchase returns book. So we are having return of goods. So you are having some transaction. On 5th you are having returned goods to Kumar. On 9th returned to Mr. Rohan. Then on 17th sent a debit note to Mohan. So the same problem with transactions we are having. So you write on top purchase returns book, then the date, debit note column, name of the supplier and all. So on 5th we have returned goods to Kumar. So on 5/1/17 debit note 1 Mr. Kumar 800, write in the amount column. Next on 9th we have made return to Mr. Rohan. So Mr. Rohan you will write and write 600. Next on 17th you write Mr. Mohan, write 200. Then the total of the returns will be written 1600. So here we purchase returns book is complete. Now coming to sales returns book. So sales returns book is also called as return inward book, or it is the sales returns journal. So how we record purchase returns? So whenever sales are being made by us and returns from customers are received, we record it in a separate book called as sales returns book. So along with the returns we will also receive the debit note from our customer. So in receipt of this debit note, we have to send another statement called as credit note. And this credit note says that the goods are received by us and the customer is credited in our books of accounts. So a credit note is prepared and it also gives the same details of the debit note. Now we'll see the format of sales returns book. So you're having date column, second column gives us the credit note number, third column name of the customer, fourth ledger folio, and the amount of returns is to be written here. Now you have a format of the credit note. So you are having the firm name of the issuing company, then to whom it is returned, so address of the returnee. Next, against the this supplier's name will be traded against. Supplier means against our name, so it is the customer's name who is giving us goods, the customer's name. Then the amount and challan has to be taken. So the only formal change will be here, it is instead of debit note it becomes credit note, instead of supplier it will be taken as customer's name. So these are the only two changes which have to do. Rest of the format is similar to that of a debit note. Now we have a problem. From the following, prepare sales returns book. So you are having on 3rd, Messrs Gupta traders returned goods to us 800. On 10th, goods returned by Harish traders 1200. On 12th, goods returned by Sushil traders 1000. On 20th, Madan traders returned goods 1400. So from the sales book we have date column, credit note, customer's name, ledger folio and amount. Now on 3rd we have first credit note issued to Gupta's traders 800. Next on 10th you are having returned to Harish traders. So on 10th I will write in the date column 10/1 Harish traders 1000. Next on 12th I am having goods returned by Sushil traders. So I will write the date 12/1/18. Then it is 3rd credit note Sushil traders 1200. And lastly on 20th I have the last returns made, that is Madan traders. I will write in the particulars column Madan traders, or name of the customer is written and 1000 is written. So total you have to make the totals of the returns, it amounts to 4000. So here we complete our sales returns also. So we'll see for some more problems in the next slide.